Senator Murray continued her travels throughout the state today as she visited Wenatchee to discuss her Digital Equity Act of 2019. At a roundtable hosted at the new co-working and event space in the historic Ellis Ford building, the Mercantile, Murray visited with local leaders in tech and STEM from education to the private sector. Prior to the discussion, Murray got 2 demonstrations from local companies who take advantage of Wenatchee's growing tech corridor and branch out to offer digital inclusion services to the area. I Spy Fire and Confluence Health presented a brief look at what their technology is doing to make a difference before taking a deep dive into the local scope and impact of the digital divide. Quada's Jenny Rojanasatian helped facilitate the roundtable and shared her hopes for the opportunity to tell local stories.
Today, as we share some of our strengths and our weaknesses in this area, I hope that you will leave knowing that you have organizations and people on the ground who are committed to bridging the digital divide and are passionate about this work.
Many of the roundtable participants cited issues like inconsistent access to broadband at home for local students and teachers, a lack of understanding and confidence in technology, as well as difficulties in receiving funding to help these local rural communities. Camille Jones, an elementary STEAM specialist in Quincy, says she participated in the roundtable today to share her concerns with the digital gaps she sees in her community. During the roundtable, Jones shared her stories of students hanging around school property just to get access to internet after hours, and fellow teachers' lack of access to reliable broadband for online resources and training.
I came today to talk about digital equity and how teachers have such a potential to be a great resource to close gaps in digital equity for our students, and the concern that I have in the disparities amongst teachers' own skills in the digital world. And if we want to be a better resource to our students to learn, we need some support to also learn the skills ourselves and just to help spread that message. I think that there is starting to be a perception that the broadband access issue is over, that we've solved it, that there's broadband everywhere, but really it's still a great concern in our rural communities. Quincy is unique because there's a lot of resources and companies coming in with tech and with the data centers that we have and all the construction and building going on there. It's growing. So we have a lot of unique resources that other rural communities don't have. But even in Quincy, I still have issues connecting and watching videos I need for my professional development from my home, and even in our school district's Wi-Fi access is not strong enough at times. And so it's kind of like a triple issue. There's the skills we need, there's the devices that we need, and there's also the access, the broadband that we need. And each of those we need to continue pushing forward because it's a continued progress.
Murray ended her visit with a discussion about what local organizations, schools, and colleges are doing to close the gap and how this act could assist their efforts. The Digital Equity Act aims to create 2 new federal grant programs. Murray says she'll be working with partners in the House to get the bill passed and signed into law. Caitlin Hedersheet, NCW Life News.